That would be me.
Look who we're hanging with.
Jason David Frank.
Boom shakalaka.
Please do not change channel.
Hello, World Wide Web. Welcome back to the Hangin' With Web Show. I'm GW Pomichter. We are at Pound the Grape in the Melbourne Square Mall, and we are hanging with authors, artists, filmmakers, creative minds of all kinds all day long. We are here with our good friend, author J.P. Osterman. How you doing, Joyce? Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Thank you for having me.
Starting out the day.
Oh,
Kicking off the day.
I don't
That's
know,
right.
you know.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to have to follow me.
That's right.
It's going to be tough.
It's a tough act. It's a tough act to follow.
14 novels.
14. Wow. Busy author. We have here with us, we have Pareidolia.
Yes.
Yes. And Suddenly Gone.
Suddenly Gone.
That's right. We have some others too. We have First Communication.
Which is book one in a trilogy.
In a trilogy, okay. And then what's the other one we have here?
Cosmic Rift.
Wow.
So predominantly science fiction, but I do
Fantastic.
like write in other genres because, I mean, if
Writers write,
something gets
right?
to me, I'm going to write about it.
That's right. That's what we do.
That's why.
We're writers. You have to write it down. If you don't write it down, it just kind of dies in the back of your mind somewhere,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, let's start here.
Okay.
First Communication. Tell us about, what's the book blurb on this?
It's First Communication with Aliens. It's set in the future. It begins like in 2056.
Okay.
And there's a catastrophe that occurs, and the world leader uses the arrays in South America and the telescopes, and we have new technology, quantum communicating with aliens, and we contact them. And it talks about all the technology that we glean from the aliens and that we can use for good and that some people manipulate for evil.
As one does. It tends to happen.
You gotta have a bad person in there somewhere.
You know, it's great though, but you're dealing with a lot of speculative science in this.
Science-based.
What was the research like to do when you were doing this?
Well, like quantum communicating. When I heard about something, and I read about it, and it just sparked I just had this idea that how it would look and how it might present and how people would
You know, what's funny is in the world we live in today, where everybody feels so interconnected all the time, it feels instantaneous. And when you start learning about the technologies that are in development, and where communication truly is instantaneous.
Well, take the watch, for example. I mean, we're doing a lot of things on it, but I actually have holographic watches, and where you can make it small on top of your watch, or you could activate it and actually have an avatar and holographic kind of avatar with you. And so imagine this small with everybody around each other having avatars walking next to each other and communicating, and oh, I'll send you mine and you can tell her
I don't know, the mall's already pretty busy at Christmas time.
Well, imagine that.
Imagine that. Now there's 4 times as many people. You're carrying your whole family with you. Okay, so Cosmic Rift.
Yes.
Yes,
Another
okay.
book, Cosmic Rift.
Again, a lot of research. I understand this is very tech accurate.
Yes,
wow.
and because they did prove gravitational waves and how we could use them and manipulate them to travel in space and actually fold space. I do a lot, my space travel is space folding.
Okay.
So I use that in gravitational electromagnetic waves and things like that. But this book is about Commander Steve Strunk and Elizabeth Beals, and how they are exploring a galaxy, but several cosmic events occur along with the gravitational waves, and it catapults them to an unknown origin in space. And
I hate it when that happens.
Yeah, well,
you're out there, you're exploring the solar system or even the galaxy, and all of a sudden, bam, you're somewhere else.
Somewhere else. And everything, of course, begins to fail because all the instruments become uncalibrated, and they find themselves on this ancient alien world, but with this cosmic rift in the background.
Wow.
The planet is starting to break up and things are starting to come up from below the surface.
Wow.
So,
Now that kind of writing is very visual.
yeah. Yes.
Do you find when and you've got a lot going on there? You're trying to be as tech accurate as you can and as scientific as you can. At the same time, you're being a very visual,
and you
descriptive
have to tell a
writer
story.
and tell a story.
You have to keep the story.
So you've got multiple things happening there. What's the most
Yeah.
difficult thing for you when you're putting all of that, when you're trying to push all of that together in a novel?
Because really, it's thinking. I think in this three-dimensional way. I mean, like it's not just this way and practical. I tend to see all the things that come together. So I think the most difficult thing is keeping the technology so that other people, the common person, can understand it, but also making it simple. And that's I mean,
Being accurate sometimes means being specific, and being specific sometimes means being over the heads of your readers.
Yeah.
So
you have to kind of
it's
stand
a
back
balance.
and say, somebody may not understand this. So what does it look like, and how can I make an analogy for
Wow.
it?
So, okay, if you could want to share Cosmic Rift with anyone out there in particular to read, what's your audience? Who would you aim that at?
Well, science fiction enthusiasts, definitely.
Definitely.
Science fiction.
And especially if you like the
Hard.
science, if you like the science and science
Yeah.
fiction.
Hardcore, especially in here. And this is also, these three are more military science fiction.
Oh,
now, that
wow.
was interesting.
Wow.
From, I mean, and it started kind of, I had some ideas because I used to dive in Hawaii with guys out of Schofield Barracks. So I kind of had,
That's right.
yes, I did. And when they go off the boat, it's just not, they go dive. I mean, so I got.
It's a thing.
Yeah,
it's an
it's
island. There's not much to do. I spent 3 years in Schofield Barracks.
Okay.
Yes,
So I mean, so I got the kind of the idea of military man
That's awesome.
and how they are, and they're hard, and they go for it, and they're talking, so that's kind of geared toward, it's science fiction, but really hard sci-fi, military science fiction.
Fantastic. Let me see what you got. What's the rest here? What do we got?
Okay, so
this is short stories.
Yeah, these are short stories. Pareidolia.
What does
Now,
that mean? What's the word pareidolia mean?
Pareidolia is our tendency to give names to unexplainable things in the universe, like the heart on Pluto, the face on Mars, the Horsehead Nebula.
Okay.
That's called
Pareidolia.
Pareidolia.
That's called.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. I learned something new today. So did you?
It was so interesting because I was trying to figure out a title for this book, and then I saw a film on the exploring or the universe or something, and he talked about this, and I go, that's the name of my book.
Like when we sit and we give shapes to clouds or
oh gee,
the
we
stars.
don't understand that. Yeah, the star system. Oh, it looks like a crab nebula. Pareidolia is the.
All right, we went out of our way to make the names of things simple so we could understand them, and the word for making things simple for understanding is pareidolia.
How long did it take you actually to pronounce this word? I saw it
About
up there.
3 times. About 3 times. I read that card back there when we were talking.
Yeah,
we were
yeah.
saying hi this morning, and then I read it again, and then I'm like, okay, I'm going to try this. So it's a complicated word that says we simplify our words.
Yeah.
Wrapping that, man. That's
Isn't
like
that
we got all kinds of meta today.
Wow.
All right, we're hanging out with J.P. Osterman, the author of Pareidolia and Suddenly Gone. Suddenly Gone. Again, you guys are used to this. We dove in high-speed military science fiction, super science fiction, science fiction short stories with a complicated name to say make things simple, and now we have Suddenly Gone.
Yes. Well, my husband, you probably remember, died March 2nd of 2016. His name was Drew. And I kind of, instead of just going with the flow or bearing everything, I decided that I would chronicle every day.
Wow.
And after 6 months, I put everything together in a book.
That's fantastic.
Just little things. I mean, like, what do you do about this finance that comes up? Or one thing that happened is the family practice doctor did not want to sign the death certificate. She wanted the emergency room guy to sign the death certificate. So I went for a week with this body somewhere, I didn't know where it was, while people fought about who was going to sign a death certificate.
You know, I don't think people realize when we lose a loved one, there's, we're grieving and there's so much emotion involved. But there's a it's an administrative task to lose a loved one while you grieve, while you deal with the grief of family members and friends.
Yeah.
And then you have to, there's all those little things that come up.
And everybody's there in a way the first week, but you're still in shock and you have no idea, you know, you might as well pinch you, not even feel your skin. I talk about that a little bit in here. And then, but afterwards, and when everything is gone, the cards stop, the flowers stop, everything's gone, and you're like,
normal, and
you sit there and you're like, okay, now what? And that's kind of what I do.
How long were you and your husband together?
Over 19 years.
19 years.
But I talk about, too, remembering some of the difficult things, because when you're in a marriage, sometimes you don't really see some things that maybe you were in denial about, which is a twist in this book.
Which is really kind of an interesting thing to have to, when you look back retrospectively, over time we tend to smooth things out so that everything looks like an even keel, but when we're living it, it's not. So when you're grieving for someone and you look back and you're seeing those high points and those low points for what they were, sometimes for the first time, did that, for you, did that make the grieving more difficult, or did it make it, did it give you something to do with your emotions?
I think it gave me something to do with my emotions, but there were things too at times that I found that I was escaping, and I didn't realize that I was escaping.
Wow.
You know, and that was kind of hard because for me, I'm by myself. Well, we had a son, and he was born Christmas Day. He's going to be 21 Christmas Day.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Coming right up, yeah.
About that. But just some of the definite emotions and some of the ways that everything falls back on you. You start to realize, oh, I'm getting all these good things that happen, but when the bad things happen, I'm responsible for them as well.
Now, did you find writing cathartic for you as you went through it? Yeah.
And it was really meant to, I tried to take in the day the most difficult thing in the day that I had to deal with, and then write it as an entry, kind of.
Wow.
Like, this is day 31 and this is day 85, and there's actually day 0.
Wow.
And I call that the day what happened.
Yeah.
And I go back and
the day everything changes, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what do you hope readers take out of Suddenly Gone?
Hope that and just that I'm going through it, and I'm okay. I got this, you know.
And so
God help me with it too. You know, spirituality, and here's someone that you could go through it with.
That is fantastic. We have been talking with author J.P. Osterman, the author of Suddenly Gone, also Pareidolia, which is a collection of shorts.
Yes.
Yes?
Science fiction.
Science fiction shorts. The author of First Communication. What's First Contact really like, guys? When we reach out, do they reach out? Who reaches out? Find out. First Communication. And also we have the fourth book. We have Cosmic Rift. All right, and check those out.
Should I tell my website?
Yes, please.
www.jposterman.com. You can find, actually, I read some of the excerpts from my books.
Fantastic. Check out jposterman.com. Also, we're going to put links for all the Amazon links and where you can buy these books down below in the description, guys. We're going to wrap it up. As we do that, we want to say thank you. We want to say thank you to our partners and our friends at Something Unique Magazine.
Thank you, too, for me. Thank you so
very much.
Happy
Space
holidays.
Coast Comics, Famous Faces and Funnies, Off the Chain Radio with author Yvonne Mason, our good friends down here at Pound the Grape, our friends at Brevard Film and Talent who are here with us today, hanging out all day long with fantastic artists, authors, filmmakers, creative minds of all kinds, our great friend Jay Bauer at jbauerart.com, and our friends at the Brevard Renaissance Fair. Thank you, guys. These are the folks sharing these videos all over the World Wide Web. We hope you'll take a minute and do the same. Remember, everybody, subscribe, log on, tune in, and see who we're hanging with next. Awesome.
Yay!
Thank you.
Wow.